Hello, friends. Welcome back to Sheena's Homestead. I'm Sheena, and this is Liliana, and today we are making for you keto enchiladas. This is one of my absolute favorite recipes. It is something we make almost every week and usually on Tuesdays. And the reason for that is I get a rotisserie chicken from Whole Foods on Tuesdays. They have a special where you get $2 off, and so this chicken only cost me $9.99, and it is fully cooked, which saves me a lot of time because I have 4 kids and we are very active, especially on Tuesdays. So I have to have everything ready for us to eat as a family before we head out the door for our activities. So you saw earlier that I washed my hands so that I could be ready to pull this chicken apart, and that is our first step. So we are going to shred our chicken into pieces. For me, I like to just take a fork and kind of pull it off the bone. Whatever works for you is great. And then you can have it as shredded as you want or not. For this recipe, I'm going to leave mine in bigger bite-sized pieces, but if you like yours completely and totally shredded, you could take a hand mixer and put it right in this bowl once you have all of the meat pulled off the bone, and you can shred it into nice, fine, tiny bits. So if you're new around here, I am a homesteader. I can many products in our house and try to always have enough food stored for a year. So I have that all down in the rest of the videos here. You can look up my channel. Please consider subscribing and you can see how I do that, and I love to teach others how to do that too. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because I will keep that chicken carcass right there, and together we will make chicken broth at another time. So I pop that right in the freezer until I'm ready for it. But for now, I'm going to chop up some raw red onion and some yellow onion. You can see my little sous chef over here is stealing bits and pieces of my chicken while I get ready for dinner. If you're new, I am a homeschool mom, so my kids are at home all the time. And today is a really busy day. They have tutoring in the morning and then followed by piano. And then we try to eat as early as we possibly can, and then it's off to volleyball. My daughter plays club level volleyball, and then the other kids go to skating. So Tuesday is most definitely our busiest day, and so I have about an hour and a half in the afternoon while the kids are taking their piano lessons to get dinner ready. And I usually make 2 of this recipe, so I double it, and then the next day, so on Wednesday, I don't have to cook quite so much. So you'll see how I get that to stretch, and that definitely helps with our budget as well. So now I have a couple small bell peppers that are left over from Easter. I made a veggie tray for everybody, so this is what I have left, and I'm going to add it. So these recipes are the kind where you just basically add what you have in the kitchen. They're great to be able to use up leftovers and things like that. So if you have any extra veggies, just toss them in. They taste great in this recipe. And now I'm adding a little bit of taco seasoning to my chicken. I'm just going to add it dry. Sometimes I add a little extra water and mix it together first and then put it in. That's how I do tacos. But for this recipe, we're going to have some liquid with our enchilada sauce. So I tend to just put it in dry and mix it up. It gives us a little extra kick, and my family really enjoys it. Next, I'm using red enchilada sauce. This one is organic. It is from Whole Foods, and I'm pouring in just a little bit, like maybe 1/4 of the container. And then next, Mexican shredded cheese. So this I get at Aldi. It's a great price for shredded cheese. And I am going to use the rest of the package that I had here, but that was about a cup and a half. You can really estimate yourself and just decide how much cheese you want to be in this recipe. So I just make sure that I put enough in that it kind of melts together, it sticks together while it's in the enchilada shell inside the oven, and then I also put more cheese on top. So it's just up to you as to whether you want to do that or not. You could skip that step entirely if you wanted. And now I am showing you the star of the show. This is Egg Life Wraps. We absolutely love these. They have allowed us to make so many different recipes that we didn't think we could have while eating keto. And let me tell you, it has kept us on track with this diet. I shouldn't call it a diet, it's a lifestyle, and we feel so great. So Rob and I started keto about 2 months ago. We've lost 20 pounds in the process, each of us. And it really hasn't been too big of a lifestyle change for us. We did start with Carnivore. We did that for about 3 weeks to a month, and that gave us a good starting off point, losing a bunch of weight at first, and then just when we were getting a little bored of eating only meats and cheeses, we started to introduce some other things back into our diet so that we didn't break and go back to our old way of eating, which we did eat very healthy before. We just didn't realize how many carbs we were consuming. And that is it in a nutshell, is what I should say, because I think a lot of the American standard diet doesn't realize how many carbs they actually are getting in each meal. So you can see there that I just take this egg wrap. I got the garden salsa flavored one, and I just fill up each wrap there, and then I will cover it with the extra sauce that we have left over. And I just make sure I go down the length of each one, and then I top it off with cheese. The funny thing is, the kids usually have regular tortillas with this recipe, and once they've tried ours with the Egg Life, they absolutely love it. So it's funny how they just keep adapting to eat more and more of the same lifestyle as us, because it's natural, it feels good, makes everybody recover well from their sports and all of their activities, and who doesn't love feeling good? So it works for all of us as a family, and we've really been enjoying it. And as you can see, we really don't miss out on too much. We are having tacos weekly, again with the Egg Life wraps, and we've got these enchiladas. We use them for lots of different things, salad wraps as well, and I've even used the plain ones to make a lasagna style dish, and it was just absolutely delicious. I think that you will love these too. I got mine at Aldi, and that was the cheapest price around. So I have found that they're at a lot of different stores by me. You can get them at Whole Foods, but Aldi was the least expensive. So now that we have that ready, I'm just setting it aside, and I'm going to make you something super special. This is my cilantro lime sauce, and everybody loves it. My whole family can't wait for me to make this anytime I make enchiladas, or even tacos for that matter. So I just take some sour cream just like this, and I've got my lime, and you want to make sure that you have a juicy one. If you don't have a juicy one, then you're going to want to use two. This was a super juicy lime, so I'm actually only going to use half, and then I'm going to reserve the other half to put on the top as a garnish when I'm all done. But so anyway, as long as you have about 2 tablespoons of lime juice to get into your sauce, you will be doing okay. So then just give that a nice mix. What you want to do is loosen up that sour cream so that it becomes more of like a dressing instead of being so thick. So that is the first step. Next step is cilantro. You can either add fresh or dried, doesn't matter. Dried might make it a little bit easier to absorb into this dip, but I have fresh right now, so that's what we're going to use. And just make sure you put a little bit on the side, reserve it for the topping of your enchiladas. And now I am going to add some chili pepper right into this dip. I'm using about 1/4 teaspoon. You can use more if you like things spicier. And then I'm just drizzling in a tiny bit of honey, maybe less than a teaspoon. You can do this to taste. Obviously, if you are eating keto, the less sugar, the better, even when it's natural. So, you can do that and let me know what works best for you. For us, about a teaspoon works great. You are going to absolutely love that sauce. So now I'm just taking some of these red onions, chopping them up nice and fine. I like them to be thin and long. They look really beautiful on the top of our dish. And I just like to prepare all of these things before the enchiladas come out of the oven. And then I am ready to plate everything up when it's time. Feel free to add the cilantro, the onions, and the tomatoes all to one dish. They look beautiful, they taste great together. And I have another money saving tip for you. I look all the time for these 50% off stickers at Whole Foods. And today I was lucky enough to find a cup of guacamole. So I got 50% off the guacamole. You're supposed to use it that day. We use it either that day or the next, and it usually turns out just fine. So if you're a follower of Dr. Berg, you know you're supposed to have 7 to 10 cups of salad a day. And so we try to get in as much as we can. And in that little clip, you saw I was using a spring mix salad that is from Aldi. We will use a whole container of that in a week between all of my family members, and it generally works out great. So now you can see I am slicing up these enchiladas, and I am going to place 2 of them right on top of that bed of lettuce. And it is absolutely delicious to do it this way. It's the way we've always done it. I hope you try it too if you don't already. And then we just put our toppings on, and it is so delicious. On a side note, I don't know if you can hear the harmonica in the background. My daughter got one for Easter. She's been teaching herself to play Piano Man by Billy Joel, and she's just loving it. So you hear that in the background. That's what that is. Well, there you have it. These are absolutely delicious. It is a Tuesday favorite for us since we get our rotisserie chicken at Whole Foods, and everyone asks for this. So try this recipe yourself and see how much you like it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time on Sheena's Homestead. Goodbye, friends. Before you go, please check out my viral episode on other keto recipes that I've done during the week. You'll absolutely love them. Thank you, friends. See you next time.